Hey everybody, today I'm going to talk a little bit about the ironwood tree, or what I like to call the mighty ironwood. Think of a tree that wood is so strong that it's comparable to iron, and this is the ironwood tree. As you can see here, the trunk has got this very muscular looking trunk, and it goes along well with the strength of this tree. As it gets older, it'll look even more muscular. It'll have these sinewy, fluted places in the trunk as it gets older. The bark is very smooth to the touch. It's gray, as you can see. Talk about the leaves for identification purposes. It's in the birch family, and the leaves are elliptical, very similar to something like you would see on a river birch tree. They're double tooth. You can see the very sharp edges on it, about 2 to 4 inches long. And one of the things you'll notice about this ironwood tree also is the new growth is red, has red leaves on it. So that's a very distinct feature. Not all trees have that. Also, the branching pattern is alternate. So you can look at the branches and see, instead of each branch being lined up, being opposite, it's alternate. So you have a branch here, you go down further, and you have another branch going the opposite way. Back, centuries ago, before we had, before people had access to steel and iron and the capability to forge these types of things and make tools, they would use what they had at their disposal. And one of the things was trees like an ironwood tree that had very hard wood, so they could actually use this type of wood for tools like mallets. You think of a wood so strong that you can use it to hit other wood, and for it to withstand that. So it was used in that capacity for tool handles, for tool mallets, for it's also durable in contact with the soil. So people would use this as a fence post. Here in my yard, I'm using it as a feature tree, as a landscape tree. Stand back a little bit so they can get an idea of just how nice the tree looks. It's a tree that, this tree is only about 6-7 years old. As you can see, it's already got a very nice form to it. As it continues to grow, it won't get very tall, but it'll grow out. And so it'll provide a lot of good shade. We're actually standing in the shade right now. You can't see from your perspective, but we're standing in the shade of this tree. And so it's already provided shade. And so it had like an umbrella shape as it starts to get older. It also has some very nice wildlife value to it, because it has these things called nutlets that it creates as it seeds out in the spring. They're already gone now, but those are valuable to birds. A lot of different birds will eat them. Squirrels will eat them. Important birds that you don't really see much anymore, like bobwhite quail, they eat them. So that's something to think about. I always like to include wildlife value when I'm talking about a tree, or if I'm deciding what kind of tree I'm gonna plant, because I'm putting something in their environment. I don't want to put something there that it's not going to bring them value, not going to bring birds value, rabbits value, all the wild animals that are out here. This is their home. I use it with them. So it's definitely got some great wildlife value to it. It can be used as a great feature tree in a yard. It can also be used for shade. It can be planted near a house because it doesn't get so big that you're going to worry about it falling on your house, which is, you know, as a homeowner, that's something you worry about. You know, is it going to fall on my house? You're not going to have to worry about that with this tree. It's a very strong tree. You're not going to have to worry about branches breaking out of it. And one last thing I want to mention too is it's got excellent fall color. So come this fall, you'll be able to see orange, you'll be able to see red in the leaves, orange in the leaves, yellow, and it's a consistent thing that you see every year with the ironwood tree. It's also called the American hornbeam tree. Just want to throw that out there. Ironwood is it's kind of like a vernacular that is used depending on the region you're in. It can also be referred to as a blue beech tree. It just depends on what part of the country you're in and what people call it. I believe it's Ostros carolina is the Latin version, scientific name. Let me show you. I got a couple of small ones I want to show you that I'm using over here.
I'm pretty sure it's scientific, Dad. I'm pretty sure, not 100% sure. I don't think Latin is the correct term.
No, well, yeah, scientific. It comes from Latin. They use Latin. So this is a smaller one. This is just a couple of years old. And I planted this here for a specific reason. As you can see, I got my cars over here. Well, late in the day, I want them to have some shade. I also want this side of my house to get shade, and I wanted something that I could plant close to the house and not worry about it causing harm to my house. So as you can see, it's still got quite a ways to go before it catches up with the other one, but it's only about 2 or 3 years old, and it's having a great year this year so far with its growth. That's it for the ironwood discussion. But if y'all can think of anything in your as you're watching this, any questions you might have about it. Oh, one last thing. You can get this tree. Where can you get this tree? You can get it, you can find it growing in the wild. If you know somebody that has property or something that might allow you to look for wild trees that you can maybe transplant. It does transplant easy when young. Mine were transplanted. There are some nurseries that have them. If you look, it's probably kind of hard to find, but you probably could find some in the nurseries. But that's it for today. Remember to like and subscribe to my videos if you're into this type of thing, and also please share. And we're going to be doing some more videos too. I might even do one today.